The boy who complains about everything. Difficult situations. Oscar sat at the kitchen table staring at his math homework. His pencil hovered above the paper. "This is impossible. I can't do it," he groaned. His mom, who had heard him complain all day, looked over at him. "Oscar, you've said that about everything today. Why don't you take a deep breath and give it another try?" Oscar slumped in his chair. "But it's too hard. I'll never get it." His mom smiled gently. "I know it's tough, but you can't give up. Let's break it down together." Oscar rolled his eyes. "I don't want to. I just want it to be over." Later that afternoon, Oscar went outside to get some fresh air and clear his mind. He noticed a strange little shop he hadn't seen before, hidden under the trees. The sign above the door read, "See the Bright Side Emporium." Curious, Oscar walked in. An elderly shopkeeper greeted him with a knowing smile. "I think you could use something special," she said, handing him a pair of golden sparkling glasses. "These are called positive glasses. They help you see things in a new way. Whenever you're feeling frustrated or stuck, just ask yourself these 3 questions. 1. What's the first thing I can do to get started? 2. What's one thing I can do to make this easier? 3. How will I feel once I'm done?" Oscar wasn't sure how glasses could help, but he decided to give them a try. The next day, Oscar sat down again at the kitchen table staring at his math problems. As soon as he saw the first problem, frustration welled up inside him. "This is impossible. I can't understand any of it." Oscar grabbed the positive glasses and put them on. Immediately, the familiar glowing words appeared before his eyes. "What's the first thing I can do to get started?" Oscar thought for a moment. "I guess I could try the first problem, even if it seems hard." The glasses glowed again. "What's one thing I can do to make this easier?" Oscar looked at the problem again. "Maybe I can break it into smaller steps instead of trying to solve it all at once." The glasses glowed a third time. "How will I feel once I'm done?" Oscar smiled as he imagined finishing the homework. "I'll feel proud, and I can finally relax and play afterward." Taking a deep breath, Oscar tackled the first problem. Little by little, he worked through the homework, and slowly, the frustration began to fade. By the time he completed the entire page, Oscar smiled. Some things, like homework, you can't avoid. You just have to tackle them one step at a time. The next day, Oscar decided to try building a model airplane. He had been excited to start, but now that he had all the pieces in front of him, he felt overwhelmed. The instructions seemed confusing, and he had no idea where to begin. "I can't do this. It's too hard," Oscar groaned, looking at the pile of parts. He grabbed the positive glasses and put them on. The glowing words appeared. "What's the first thing I can do to get started?" Oscar looked at the parts. "I could start by looking at the instructions and picking one piece to work on." The glasses glowed again. "What's one thing I can do to make this easier?" Oscar thought for a moment. "I could follow the steps one by one. No need to rush." The glasses glowed a third time. "How will I feel once I'm done?" Oscar smiled as he imagined the finished airplane. "I'll feel proud that I stuck with it, and I can play with it afterward." Oscar started with one piece at a time, carefully following the instructions. Slowly, the airplane began to take shape. After a while, Oscar sat back and admired his work. See? It's not about complaining. It's about focusing on one small part and taking it step by step. Later that evening, Oscar was trying to fix his toy car. He had been playing with it all afternoon, but now one of the wheels was loose, and the car wouldn't roll properly. Oscar's frustration bubbled up again. I can't fix it. It's broken, and I don't know how. Oscar put on the positive glasses once more, hoping for some guidance. The words appeared. What's the first thing I can do to get started? Oscar sighed. I guess I could look at the wheel and see what's wrong. The glasses glowed again. What's one thing I can do to make this easier? Oscar thought for a moment. Maybe I can try fixing just the wheel first, instead of worrying about the whole car. The glasses glowed a third time. How will I feel once I'm done? Oscar smiled, picturing the car working properly. I'll feel proud that I didn't give up, and I can keep playing with it. Oscar got his toolbox and worked on the wheel, step by step. The more he worked, the more confident he became. By the time he was finished, the car worked like new. Oscar grinned, feeling proud of his effort. I did it. I didn't give up, and I figured it out. The next time something didn't go his way, Oscar remembered his lessons. Instead of getting frustrated or giving up, he took a deep breath, asked himself what the first small step was, and focused on what he could do next. He learned that difficult situations were opportunities for growth, and by staying calm and focused, he could tackle anything that came his way. The end.